Colin Cowherd put his top 10 wide receiver quarterback combos in the NFL out last night. We put it in the group text, obviously, and boy, oh boy, there was one guy in there that was not happy with Colin Cowherd. He also happened to wear the number 20 whenever he was pick six and everybody and doing his thing. And we are 20 days away. So to celebrate the countdown and being pissed off, ladies and gentlemen, your favorite golfer, Darius Butler.
What's good, fella? Hey, I'm never pissed off, man. Life is good. It's Feel Good Friday. I'm in a great mood. Great list by Colin there he dropped last night.
Okay, let's put it up there and just dive into it. Now, this is classic sports media. You know, this feels like we are fans of Colin Cowherd, even though there are people that absolutely despise Colin Cowherd. There's also people that love Colin Cowherd, and he's been doing this a long.
He broke the A-Rod news too, so that was big.
Shout out to Hard Knocks and the NFL Films people and the people that are attacking me for saying what the fuck about that situation who have no idea about anything. But nonetheless, we are fans of Colin Cowherd, has been doing it for a long time, doing it good for a long time. But this list is like straight out of the sports media, stir the pot, piss off the marks playbook pretty much. Yep. So as we go through this, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, number one. Okay, hey. You could definitely easily say that. Trevor Lawrence, Calvin Ridley haven't even played football together yet in the NFL, but Colin Cowherd's like, this isn't about now. This is end of the year, what people are going to be saying. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, now that's won multiple Super Bowls and multiple championships. They are going to break every record together that there has been and will be. Aaron and Garrett haven't played yet. Derek Carr and Chris Olave at number 5. This is when people really started going, Colin, what are we doing? Darius, when you look at this list, Josh Allen, not in the top 5. Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown that broke a bunch of Philadelphia records last year, not even in the top 10. What are your thoughts? And how excited are you for the NFL season, knowing that these duos are going to be out there killing defensive backs all season long, D-Butt?
First of all, we can start there. Everybody on this list is I expect to be dominant. I expect to be great next year. And I see, okay, it's Colin forecasting, right? But, I mean, any list, you know, quarterback, wide receiver, quarterback, tight end, whatever. If Travis Kelce's on the list with Patrick Mahomes, they got to be one. They got to be one. I think you can look around the league, and even the guys in the league will say that as well. But you got him. You got Jefferson. What he's been doing with Justin Jefferson, what he's been doing with Kirk Cousins has been crazy this first 3 years. You got Tyreek Hill. He was on track for 2K if Tua can stay healthy. I think all those guys should be up there in the top 3, 4, Chase, Burrow right there as well. And all these guys who haven't even, competed or had that connection in real game speed yet, put them on the list, just not up top. Got a little fired up yesterday, just a little bit fired up. Me and my guy Foxy, you saw the list. Oh, yeah. Thought it was bullshit. Once again, big fan of Colin. But, yeah, like you said, this is classic media. But, fantastic talent on this list. But I think Kelce, Mahomes, obviously at the top. I'm kind of a homer, but I know Tua's not, he's not on the field every week, so I won't put Tua.
Whoa, he's doing jiu-jitsu.
Josh Allen, Diggs even. I mean, since Diggs has come over with Josh Allen, what they've been able to do together, they should be higher. But, I can't wait. I can't wait for this football season to start. I'm not as anxious as you guys because I can't watch a minute of preseason football, so I don't know how you guys do it. Live, I haven't watched once the live snap of preseason ball.
I watched 60 minutes last night, preseason football.
Tough. That's tough.
You're right. Buddy, there was a lot of motivational speeches I was giving to myself while I was watching. Like, this is football, though. It is football.
Sure.
We're 21 days away from actual football. And then as the clock kept ticking, I'm like, God damn, is this the slowest preseason game of all time? And Ross Tucker was doing his thing on a microphone.
He was.
Yeah, like that kind of got me through it all. And then you losing your mind in the group text also helped me as well. So you need to know that. But do you think the way that list went together was Tone thinks that there's a chance he did not see that list until he went live. Producer put that together. He went live. He sees it. Now it's time for him to go. I don't think that's the case. Do you think there was a list presented to him, and then he was like, let's go ahead and move them down to 6, and let's move Trevor Lawrence and Calvin Ridley.
He came up with it. It's all Colin.
You think he said, no, this is the top 10? That's how you think this happened?
I think so.
I mean, I agree. Like I said, they're good guys.
After the Haskins news, after the Haskins thing, I assume that those lists are just put out there. Yeah.
Did he say though?
Hey,
Did he say this is how it's
happens,
going to end up? Did he like say, "Hey guys, don't get on me. This is how I'm saying at the end of the season, these will be the top duos."
I don't know what he said today. I think he covered it a little bit on his show. We did not have the sound on. We caught the tail end of it or whatever. I'm saying that just to like say this is what Colin was thinking, you know, to kind of babyface it a little bit. But that was the best, you know.
It's been some shit. It's been this is the time of the season. Though. It's close. You start just putting some shit out there. You start putting my guy RC. Love RC. Love Ryan Clark. Gives a lot of good takes in my opinion. Love the pivot. But that shit he said earlier this week, I think that kind of got the shit going.
What'd he say?
We're thirsty.
We don't have to
when he
talk
said
about it.
George Pig is much more talented than Justin Jefferson, I mean,
So you just said that you think that Colin Cowherd saw what Ryan Clark did, and he was like, "Oh yeah, it is that time
Yeah,
again."
let's do
Hold my
this.
beer.
I completely
we're in that time of year, man, where you're putting out lists, and once again, I think this is a good list, but you got to move some things around. You got to say some shit that's gonna have some conversation around it. You know, that's a part of the business. I get it, but I mean, so it's not this Cowherd list. This isn't ridiculous. This is not the worst thing anybody's put out, especially yeah. I'll leave it at that.
go ahead, Connor.
Well, especially recently, but at 11 he had Jimmy G and Henry Ruggs. He thinks that they're going to have a hell of a year.
All right, AJ, what do you got for D-Butt there?
Aside from those,
Where'd you see that? I always thought
Was
top 10.
that others receiving votes.
Yeah, there's
It was
like a top 12, 13. Terry McLaurin was on it, but unfortunately the quarterback he picked with him was also still Dwayne Haskins.
By the way, Sam Howell has been announced as a starter for the Washington Commanders,
Big
formerly known as a name
Yeah.
that
That
is
people want back.
not,
Not everybody.
everybody.
But isn't there the...
Stop it, Connor.
It's not everybody.
I thought the NAGA was make Native Americans great again. Remember we were talking about this?
No, I don't think that's what.
That was more of a suggestion. They haven't workshopped it yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, Sam Howell starting for that team. That was once called a word.
Yes.
That there's a petition to get back, but boy, not everybody's thrilled about it.
No.
From what we have been told. Anyways, go ahead, AJ.
are you surprised anyone that you don't see on that list? Maybe seeing who he put up there, I'm surprised Justin Fields, DJ Moore isn't up there with what they've done the preseason early. Like, what do you think they're going to do, D-Bud? How the Bears going to be?
I mean, I think the Bears take a step. I know a lot of people are expecting them to, win the
They're
division.
going to throw the ball down the field, D-Bud? I know that's the problem everyone's saying right now.
They have to. They're going to throw it down the field more. I think Justin Fields is more than capable of throwing the ball down the field. Will he be in the MVP conversation or anything like that? No. I think we're a couple years from that, even with that team around him. I know you have Flus on here, but I mean, they're building.
You know him? You know Flus?
I don't know him. I met him once, maybe twice, but all his players love him. His standard, for defense and how they play defense, and I'm sure that'll go throughout the entire team now that he's the head coach. Everyone has spoke highly of that. All the coaches that have coached with him, but I don't know him personally like that. But great coach. I think they'll take the right steps. But I still think that Bears roster and that team's a couple years away, but I definitely think they're going in the right direction. I love Justin Fields. I think that connection will be great. I think Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown, they weren't on this list, right? No. I think they should have been on the list. I mean, anytime they were one-on-one last season, I mean, Jalen Hurts took full advantage of those situations down the field. And for some reason, even the conversation around Jalen Hurts, I feel like people, some people put him up there and some people don't. Some people say, hey, man, he's propped up by the roster around him or the good receivers, great defense, great offensive line. I mean, that's what the front office is supposed to do. They're supposed to build around a young quarterback. But this dude has gotten better, week in, week out. Every year he's gotten better. And on this very show, in the old studio, actually, remember I picked him to go to the Super Bowl last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but was that like a classic UConn Husky bandwagon? I'll say 10 teams. Yeah. Was that a Dan Orlovsky?
I said two. No Dan wagon. I said two. And my Chargers let me down. Patrick Mahomes, he's inevitable at this point. But the Chargers, Justin Herbert let me down. But I had the Chargers and the Eagles in the Super Bowl last year.
Well, we appreciate it. We're hoping for a lot more of it.
Yeah. I bet you, D-Bucks.
Okay.